When I used drugs, I would deal with a lot of different people, and dealing with a lot of people that use drugs, there was a lot of ripping people off or getting ripped off, or I got robbed a bunch of times actually throughout the 10 years I used. And it was a harsh environment out there, really. People just would do whatever it took to get their drugs, to get their fix. And so it was very difficult for me to trust people. I'd also had close friends that had turned their backs on me. And it was very difficult to trust people. So I came into recovery and sobriety with this just mistrust of other people. It took me a while to get over that. But just by talking to people and hanging out with people, and it took me about a year to really get a couple friendships. Like, I didn't have any friends my first year clean and sober. But that was okay because my life was in shambles. I had to get my life together, stay clean, get a job. I was dealing with things, I had to start being fully self-supporting, go out there, rent my own room, get out of mom and dad's house. And friendships was not something that was in the cards. But now I got some friends that we really trust each other. Like, we have each other's best interests at heart. And it's a really good thing. But it's not something that I forced. It's just something that came organically, something naturally that happened over time. But I had to give myself a chance to just be clean and sober for a while for that to happen. It didn't happen overnight. And unfortunately, like some of the people that I gotten high with, I just couldn't hang out with them anymore. No matter how hard I tried later on to try to go back and establish a relationship with them, I would always get sucked back into that lifestyle, and the cravings would come back, and that obsession to want to use would be back in my life, and it would happen so quickly. So I have to avoid people, unfortunately, that are out there using. And trust is something that's got to have a foundation. First, I got to come to believe that I can live a certain way without drugs, that I can live successfully, and just have that hope. And then trust comes into play. Like, I trust that this process works because I've seen it work. So trust is kind of like built into fact. I trust a God of my understanding because I've seen how he's carried me through. Faith is kind of like, well, I just believe without having any kind of fact or knowing that things really are going to be okay. I just have to believe that things are going to be okay. But trust is a little more, well, I've been okay thus far, so I'll trust that I'll continue to be okay as long as I don't get high. And so I got to trust in other people because I need other people to help me. And it's a great process. I'm just really happy that I'm clean and sober today. I'm living life successfully. And I never thought that it was possible before. I always thought that I needed drugs and alcohol to be happy and to live successfully. But come to find out that that's not true. that I can be even happier and live more successful without the use of drugs. And that's a miracle. Thank you.